All
Let's
right.
let's discuss your lack of accountability here.
Yeah, sorry guys, it's the ADHD kicking
And
in.
look how you said it. You didn't say it like you were really sorry. Sorry, guys.
I have ADHD.
I have ADHD.
I have ADHD.
So you just made an excuse of why you do it.
Exactly. Hi everyone, welcome to Let Loose with Lou. This is Lou with my two co-hosts, Steve and Malone. Hi
What's up, guys?
Wait a
What's up,
minute.
Lou?
Hold on.
Ooh.
This is for the viewers. Hi. Hello. How are
Hey.
you guys?
That's Lou working on her swivel game, you know.
Yeah.
Working on not going too far to the left and too far to the right.
I
I'm
know.
impressed, Lou.
I know. I'm going to have this in this episode. I'm going to try to be still and not let my ADHD kick in.
And unfortunately, my washing machine wasn't working, so I'm probably wearing the same outfit I wore in another episode.
I'm glad that you took accountable for that.
Very funny. Very funny.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
My laundry machine also is on the fridge.
Yeah.
Hey, I just got a new set.
But she hasn't used it yet.
I haven't used them yet, but by the way, you guys, I need to stand up really quick here. Solomon, look at this beautiful outfit. This dress is from Melon Boudoir. You see
Boutique.
this, guys?
Isn't it cute?
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's faux lace. And it's not a maxi. It is a midi. And she tied it to the side to get a little ruching, which looks very lovely on her.
Thank you. I really
Looks nice
really,
on you.
really love it. I it's really soft, it's comfortable, it's light. I was like, "Oh my God, this is very nice." So just FYI, guys, that Melon Boudoir will be what is that called? Sponsoring me.
Yes.
And I will be wearing her attires for most of our
Yes.
episodes.
Yes, we will be dressing her from Malone's Boudoir Boutique, which will come on Thursday nights on Facebook Live.
That's right, you guys. Don't forget to clock in and watch. She is so funny. You will get a great show off of her view, her live.
And some great clothing as well.
Oh my God, yes, I'm obsessed. Seriously obsessed. Oh God. But today, we're going to get back to our subject. Today, our subject is...
Go ahead.
Today, we're going to talk about difficult conversations. We're going to talk about when you know you got to say the thing. When you know you have a hard truth to tell someone that you love. Maybe it's a good friend or a kid, you know, or a spouse. And it's going to be a hard truth. They're probably not going to like it. You're afraid to say it. And how do you say it? How do you say it in a way that hopefully hits the target and gives you the result you want?
How do you say it, or should you say it?
And that's a good question.
Or should you? Are you ready to say the thing?
Right.
Wait, but what's the thing?
Whatever. The truth.
The truth?
Yeah.
Is it just the
to
truth?
tell a truth?
Like tell
or,
the person the truth?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Like, well, what if, like, here's an example. Like,
okay.
like,
I'm trying not to swivel.
let's say you're a married man and you're aware that your wife is in the habit of having regular Amazon deliveries. You're noticing this is having an effect on the marital finances, right? And you're like, man, I love her and I don't want to disturb her, but she's doing a lot of spending and it's affecting the finances, and I'm going to have to say something, right?
Mhm.
And let's say that guy he's appropriately anxious, right? He's like maybe in one part you're pissed, and the other part you're freaked out because you don't want to upset her, but you still know you got to say it, right? It's like that. Like, what
Yeah.
about
So
that?
how would you say it?
How would you say it?
Or how would you not say it?
How
Like,
would
let's talk
you
about
say
other scenarios. Like, what are the other scenarios, right? Like, you know, you're
Why are you
I
gonna
don't know.
change the scenario? We
No,
want
let's-
you to say it.
Okay, let's do.
okay. We can. You want
you-
to do that right away?
Yes, let's do
Yeah.
one and then let's do the other.
We'll do some more.
Yes.
Okay. So look, I think it's hard.
Swiveled.
I think it's hard. I think if the person is prone to defensiveness, or if they're a little immature, or they run a little bit more emotional, you're probably going to hurt their feelings. They're probably going to defend anyway. So I think what I'm going to say to you is not that this is like I'm giving you the the golden key to success here. What I'm about to say, isn't perfect, but I think it looks like this. I think we'll take the example of overspending, right? This guy, I would say he's gonna need to say, "Hey, honey, I want to talk to you."
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's juice in like honey before vinegar, and saying like, "I love you,
Okay.
I love you, and I want to talk about the spending." Right? Like I'm noticing these Amazon boxes coming, and
I know. With the whole "I love you." Wait, can I turn like this, Solomon? Is this okay? Because now I got to talk to him.
you can turn.
As long as you stay in front of your mic.
Stay in
sure.
front of the mic.
Yeah, stay in front of your mic.
Okay.
Don't move the mic. Stay in front of the mic.
I gotta stay in front. So a woman's intuition, the minute you say, "Oh, I love you," you're like, your ears are gonna go, "Bing."
But
Okay,
And now,
but
now I have your attention.
yes, but now we know we're in trouble. So now we're thinking, "Oh fuck, what did we do? What did we say? Let's backtrack. What is this gonna? How is this gonna end? What we need to like."
Right.
We go into defense mode quickly.
Yeah.
so let's role play.
So this not yet, but let's unpack this, right? Because
Yes.
I think that's right, right? Like
Okay.
the guy knows this.
Yes.
The guy is hoping that
Not all
again,
guys.
Well, let's say like a more mature dude out there on those mean streets knows enough to kind of go, let me lead with "I love you,"
And if there's a couple out there,
and
hit up
knowing that like it's gonna perk her ears up, and she's gonna start going into defense and into like, what's he gonna
Definitely.
tell me? What's he gonna tell me? I'm anticipating the attack, right? It's like he knows that, right? And the women who are listening, they know like, oh, here it comes, oh, here it comes. And so it's really this issue of kind of maturity on the one hand, but also it's like, hey, this is just needs to be said.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so listen.
does she have a job, first of all?
First of all, what I would say, there's what's called the tyranny of either or versus and, right? So what you did is something that I've seen classically many times is you either love me or you're telling me I'm in this awful spender and we're getting a divorce, right? And you're in the tyranny of either or with the but, right? Like, hey, I love you, but.
I have a good example.
So when you say but in the English language, that's a cutting word. Whatever you said first is
Yep.
now negated.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So the little smooth nuance is to say, I love you and I want to talk about the spending. So it's both. I love you and I'm unhappy about the spending. Right?
Melon's like, So I have an example.
I think
don't
we
know.
should just do role play so we can just show how it's gonna go.
Okay,
Let's
well-
go.
Wait. Okay, go ahead. Ask her.
let's go.
Ask her.
So hold on. Okay. So we're going to have some.
You
let's
don't
have some
want to
fun.
do this.
No. I want to have some fun. We're going to let loose. We're going to let loose.
Oh my God, I love it.
But here's what
Here
I
we
want the audience to know. It's like, hey, this is real shit, dude.
Yeah,
This is real
how
shit.
it
This is
really
real
goes.
shit.
You guys, this
She is overspending. I don't like it. And we're having a conversation about it. And it's not perfect, right? And I'm gonna have to maintain my position of
Composure.
saying my truth in hopefully a loving and respectful way without turning into a jerk. All right, so here it is.
Here we go.
Here it is. Okay. You ready, referee?
Let's do it. You guys ready?
This is role play.
What's the
you guys.
phone?
All right.
Hey, honey. How was your day?
That's good. It's cool.
I need to talk to you about something important.
Okay, let's talk.
Okay. First of all,
I love you.
I love you too. And I want to talk about these Amazon boxes.
Huh?
I want to talk about these Amazon boxes.
What about them?
I'm running up the numbers for the month, and it's calculating up to a big number.
Okay.
It's dipping into our Paris fund.
Ooh, Paris.
Oh, well,
We've been saving up for that. I want to have a great anniversary. I want to really enjoy our time in Paris, and these boxes are accumulating, and it's messing up the plan.
well, I'm getting the stuff for the house. I'm buying you stuff. I'm getting the kids need all these different things. I need I work hard. I clean the house. I feed you and everything. And so this is what I need for myself to feel happy. So you have a problem with it? I don't say anything about you when you go down and you shoot pool. And I don't say anything about you when you go golfing. I don't say anything to you when you go and do with that car. You get your tires and this stuff. And that adds up too. So why don't you cut back on your stuff?
Okay, so great. We're gonna continue that role play. Pause. This is called defensiveness. This is called justifying. This is called I need to do all of these things, and you're fucking with my whole world, right?
Yes.
She's attempting to tell me that her spending is justified and that she needs these things and the kids need these things and there's all these excuses. Meanwhile, we're spending too much money. So my response will need to be, I'll have to kind of take this gun. If you're a guy and you're watching this, I like to call this gunfire.
Wait.
Right? So you're going to take the gunfire.
Can I add something to this?
You absolutely may.
All
It's
right.
your show, Lou.
It's our show, guys. I would have been like, well, okay, this is the difference. I would have been like, okay, but inside those boxes was lingerie, a couple of sex toys for us to role play at our Paris anniversary trip. Do you want me to return those?
That was cute.
I want you to
But
keep,
9 times out of 10, it don't come out like that.
listen.
That doesn't
This is
mean.
what I would say. Listen, honey, I like your style. I
Yeah.
like the way you think. I want you to keep 5 of those boxes. I want you to return the other 25.
Another 25.
I'll make sure I'm very selective about the 5 I'm gonna keep. Oh my god, that's so funny. Okay, go ahead. Let's go.
Right. So I'm taking this gunfire and I have to come back and say, listen, no, for real. Like I get that the kids need things. I get that you need things. And I don't want you to not spend and not have a good time, but we're overspending. And I want you to kind of like rein it in a little bit.
How much can I spend?
Well, let's discuss it. And this is at the point where you go into the numbers, right? And we're not going to do this now because I don't.
Right.
That's a
Yeah,
whole ball of
yeah.
yarn. But then we're like, okay, well, let's discuss it. I want to win together. It's our money. It's our marriage. It's our life. It's our Paris anniversary. I want you to have a good life. I want you to enjoy yourself. I'm not saying don't spend. I'm just saying like we need to talk about it, right? At that point,
She's already.
she might say, okay, fine, and it's over, or she might raise hell some more about like, well, let's talk about your golf clubs.
Your
Let's talk about
your $5,000 golf clubs
how
and
about
the
that. Can we talk
shoes
about that?
and your golf cart and all the money you spend on your friends when you go out drinking every other night, every Saturday night. Oh, but no, you know what? It's okay, honey. I will stop those boxes from coming here. Lou, what's your address?
So here's a little tool or technique. Well, let's say this guy is really guilty of that, right? He's like a spender. He's on the links a lot. He's like buying new clubs and new shirts and hats and golf balls and such. And she makes a fair point, right?
Right.
Fair point. This is the move. The move is to be able to be responsible and go, you know what? You're right.
Mm.
I have spent a lot on golf. You know what? You're right. I have done that. I can own that.
Mm. But how many
I'm-
men out there can really own to it?
Right. Or like say it another way. It's kind of like I like to call this the Olay move.
The Olay.
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 Yeah, the Olay move goes like this. You know, the matador's in the ring with this bull, and the bull is coming at you, and you don't want to get hit by the bull, right? So you have to learn how to kind of let the bull run by, right? And you don't want to get hit by that Mack truck. So what that would look like is if you say, the bull move is, well, what about those golf clubs, jerk? Right? That's a bull. And I go, you know what? Check this out. Fuck you. Right?
That's how it really
Fuck you.
ends. That's how it really ends.
And I just got hit by the bull and I like stuck her with my knife as she ran by. Right? That's like the fail of fails.
That's how it really goes.
Right? So the Olay move would be something like, you know what? I'm glad that you actually brought that up.
Mm.
You know what? I didn't even think of that. I'm glad that you brought that up.
We got to remember that.
It's true. It's true.
That's a good one.
I did buy that new driver,
Mm.
and I played that real nice course in Newport Beach. I'm glad you brought that up. So it's true, right? And I call that the Olay move. It's like you're not going to get hit by the bull that way. I used to do it in the psych hospitals. I used to talk to people when they were on holds, and their parents or their family members would call, and they didn't understand that they were on a involuntary hold, and they would say things like, you know, my son called me and told me that you're holding him against his will, and you guys are making him do all this stuff, and you won't let him out of the hospital. What's going on, right? And that's a bull, right? And I have to Olay, and I say, you know what, man, I'm so glad you guys are calling. So many families don't call. Let me answer these questions for you and tell you what's going on. And then I start educating them, and I don't let myself get hit by that
Right.
truck.
That's
Right.
That's actually
I'm glad. Hey, I'm glad you're calling. I'm glad. You know, a lot of people don't call. Thank you for asking these questions.
And then
Let
it
me
kind of
answer these questions.
eases the conversation between the
Or what
two.
like maybe like a martial artist would do is like taking that forward energy forward and into the wall.
That's real good, Steve.
That's a good analogy of it.
That's real
That's
good.
good. But
Right, because this is part of marriage, right? Like I'm
True.
gonna have tough conversations, which is this is about, right? It's like how do you have a tough conversation and hopefully, not have the roof fly off.
But the truth of it all is in a marriage, it's not as easy as taking that phone call because you don't coexist with that person.
You don't know them.
You don't know
Right.
their ways. You don't live
You're not in
with
bed
them.
with them.
But what he
Exactly.
just did, like
He
if
eased.
he eased that, like when
Correct.
we're having our little,
Mhm.
I said you're going to say foreplay.
Counts as foreplay too. It also counts later on that evening. Right, fast forward. Now you get some points on the board.
That's
But
it.
yeah,
I'm
that
laughing because it's true.
Yes, exactly. That's what we use. Women use that. I'm
Oh, yeah,
telling you.
without a doubt.
Anyway, you
Right?
were saying
Yeah.
that there's something that I did that worked.
Yeah. So
Say
when,
it, what
so when
worked?
you were saying when I started talking about the golf clubs and all that, rather than you like F you were like, you're right. Let's have a conversation. But I did do that.
I did buy those clubs.
Because
Right.
he admitted.
He
took
admitted.
responsibility.
Right.
He was for what he was accountable for.
Right. Because women, we're already looking for our backlash.
Total.
When we have all these boxes that we're hiding in. Ooh, I can't tell the secret. When all the
Girl.
boxes that come to
The
the house.
treasure trove of
the boxes you
artillery.
see
Right.
come to the house. And it's so funny because they have all these memes about that. But we're already looking for when you come at us what we're gonna say
Oh, we
about
already
this.
know.
We've already looked
Process.
at what you spend.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Where
then
you've
we're
gone.
justifying already. Well, I should have this stuff.
Wait, FYI, just so you know, that we wait for those boxes to be seen the minute you guys slip.
Yep.
We wait. Because then we're like, no, can't happen like that. But a quick story about this.
Also add something here. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first. I had a friend who was in trouble and infamous for Amazon ordering.
Spending.
Horrible. You know what she was doing?
I don't know.
Sorry,
but I wanna
guys.
know.
I'm sorry if this is something that you ladies or men
Give you a
do.
nightmare.
You're gonna get all kind of hits now.
Girl,
All kind of bitches.
she would go to the grocery store and she would withdraw cash when she would use the card. And she would use that and revert it to a gift card or a Visa card or whatever it was.
Cash app.
Girl, whatever, and then use that card that she would buy.
So they wouldn't see it. That was very clever.
Crazy, huh?
Women go, because some women have shopping addictions.
Sure.
That's why my boutique works so wonderful.
Oh,
Right.
Because they just,
Right. You're
it's,
just slanging all these beautiful things and they can't say no. They're
and
like,
I
I
make
gotta
it-
have these shoes.
make it available right there in front of your face.
Mm-hmm.
And so they will sit down, like I was saying, they will have already calculated what you spend. So when you come to them with that, they're already getting ready to come up,
Mm.
like I just did, give you the whole list of what you did. So now, like you said, you did the Olay. Now what's after that?
Mm-hmm.
Makes it a little harder. But listen, I mean, I think part of what you're saying, it's true. And what I'm saying, I think it's like an age old thing is, a man is more like singular about things typically. Like we're happy with like a couple pairs of jeans, right? Or
Some guys.
or most women, like they're more like dynamic. They want multiple pairs of jeans, right?
Right.
So when we say like, hey, dude, like age old question, like how many jeans do you need? Like don't say that. Like she needs more jeans than you can count. Like just don't say that anymore.
But it's
But-
not our
But
fault.
one because you're gatherers. You're gatherers. We're hunters and you're gatherers. But like one of the like
I
the
like
age
that.
old complaint
You're
is,
hunters and we're gatherers.
Mhm.
yeah,
I like
women like to gather and that's just what they do.
I like that.
I have a funny kind of visual or story I tell about that. But like one of the things like that's so true is, and some people are like, maybe, hopefully you're nodding your head as you're watching this. Is like women will be very calculated and they will manipulate outcomes that they
Oh.
want. They're already know like the heat's coming and I've already planned for that.
Yep.
And I'm going to respond with this versus actually doing this thing, which quite honestly, like I find that for men it's easier to be just truthful and responsible. Women will have to give more reasons about why. They'll just kind of go, well, it was this and it was that, and you bought the golf, in the Newport Beach and all this stuff, and
Mhm.
and it's annoying. It's annoying, right? Meanwhile, it's just part of the fun, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're in a relationship, like these things are gonna happen, and so the conversation is about like, well, how do you do it? I mean, so we can talk about sex problems, or I don't like the way you're parenting the kid, or I know my kid's smoking pot. I don't want to like come off too hard, but I got to come off firm enough, or there are these difficult conversations, or like even like coworkers, like, look, dude, I'm doing all the work for everybody, and you're lazy,
Mhm.
right? Like you're just like picking up a check, and it sucks, you know, and you have to like have these conversations. And how do you do it? What do you
It's
guys do? Like, have you ever found that like I had this one thing I had to say, it went good or it went terrible?
I've I have a lot to say. That words roll out of my tongue. And that's the bad part because when I get to a certain level, I'm just like, okay, I'm going to tell you where you fuck up now. And this is it. And then it's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have hurt your
You
feelings
feel
like
bad
that.
afterwards?
I don't feel bad. I just think that I could have probably been a little nicer, but then I think, no, fuck that. They put
That's
me they
me.
put me in that
That's me.
situation. Ah, hell no. Okay, I feel better now. Bye. But
Do you find though that like it
oh,
takes you there, like, because that's called vinegar first, right? Like you just immediately what leaned into them,
well, I do normally.
or have you tried to like say it like like with a little bit more honey first?
Right.
Try
Yes.
one, try
Okay.
two, until finally you're like, okay, I'm lighting you up.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna light you up right now.
personally,
And
this
sometimes
is
people need that, right? They need a good one.
they do. And I've been in that situation many times. And personally, me, this is what I try to live with when it comes to these situations of having to either address something. I'll say, first time, shame on you. Second time, shame on me. And then I will give it to you. As I've learned that I don't need to take fucking bullshit from nobody. I'm just,
Lou is like Lou is like, what's that girl with the two personalities? She'll be like, "I love her. Fuck you."
no. But it takes a lot for me to get to that fuck you stage,
Yeah, but
though.
she
Yeah.
when it comes out, it's like, well,
Yeah, people start to like look like, where the fuck did that come from? Because I'm gonna always love you, be cordial, have respect for you. But when you start, you know, just at me, and I'm gonna just keep quiet. And when I get tired, I will motherfuck you to the core. I will be the cancer in your fucking bone. Like I that's just how I get because it
So what are you trying to do? Like when you see like they try you out once, they try you out twice. Like what are you doing or saying to try to make that not happen again, so that you don't have to like bomb?
well, like, I'll be like, "Oh, what's going on?" Or, I'll stay like, they'll be in a bad mood, and I'm like, I'll try to diffuse the situation, right? By, "Okay, well, let's do this," or, "How about that?" Or, "Okay, we're in a good mood," and that person will not shake it off, and then they continue, and then they snap at me, right?
And then you
And
say,
then I motherfuck them because I'm done. Like I gave you that opportunity. And when it comes to females, it's a little harder because they're more sensitive, and they're like, "Oh my god, you hurt my feelings." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I gave you an opportunity and you didn't run with that, so now you're going to hear me." But I mean, I think I've toned down a hell of a lot. I don't think I'm as rough as I used to be before. Now I pick and choose my battles. I'm like, you know what? You want to be that way? Go. Be that way on your own. Like, I don't give a fuck. Go. You know?
Well, I've learned in my age now. Of course, I'm older than both of you. Um,
No. No.
yes. And so what I've learned is from what my grandmother used to say, you get more bees with honey than you do with salt. So I will try and talk like this and stay at a low tone and just try to express what I'm trying to tell you. And usually what ends up happening, they start getting louder and louder, and I
Yes.
get quieter and more quieter because now I'm going to make it where I'm at a whisper. Now you got to shut up so you can hear what I'm saying.
Mm.
And I'll get to talking like that. And then that seemed to kind of,
Diffuse.
yeah, calm down the beast just a little bit. because I have a loud tone voice anyway and a sharp tone voice, so I can come off very harsh. So I learned to kind of go
Very
down.
important. Yeah, very important.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's a
So
good
a
one
lot of
too.
people don't know this, but communication is made essentially of three elements:
Mm-hmm.
body language, tone, and then the actual words. And what you're talking about is tone, and tone is very important.
Hmm.
Like if your tone is aggressive, then your tone is aggressive. But if your tone is like, "Hey, we can work this out.
Yeah.
I don't like this."
Right.
So I'm being serious. Like I'm not clowning around, but I'm still my tone is still.
Right.
Then people's body will respond to that.
And that's so true. I learned that
It
with
also helps
the
too
kids.
if you're if you're it's different if you're doing it like this
Mm-hmm.
than if you're doing it like this.
Hmm.
And that's one thing I did learn with my kids. My older ones, I yelled so much because I was always like, working and caring for my kids. And I was so young and I didn't realize what I was doing, that I was always yelling at them for everything. And with the second, my third child, with the second marriage, I learned the mistakes that I did with my two older ones. And I didn't want to make those mistakes with my last one
Mm.
because I saw what my two older ones had to go through, and I didn't want that. I didn't want that. I had an opportunity to not fix it, but to correct it. Like in a sense to where I as myself need to take accountability and know that I chose to have this child, and I need to learn, okay, how to talk. Sorry that I bore you. Jesus.
Just so you know,
Wow.
glad you caught that. Moving on already.
Well, just kidding.
We're just having fun.
We're having some,
We're having fun, guys.
exactly. But no, so
But seriously, no.
you too. No, so what like for me, my older kids or my daughter would be like, "Oh my god, like you're like this with him, but you weren't like that with us." But I've learned, and I tell her, if you ever have children, with another partner, you're gonna understand that.
I think the last child always gets to be the baby and gets spoiled. I think that I watched what my mom had 8 kids, and let me tell you what I got when I was, and I don't, I'm not against it because it made me who I am today. How my mom reprimanded me and how I was brought up. And I kind of did that with my children too. Like I said, I'm not visiting them in jail or none of them on
Mhm.
crack. So, I feel that some things have to go a certain way, and it's part of the environment and where you are, and how your family is. So every child can't be raised the same way. But usually the last child's usually the golden child, and so they get a total different
Deal.
deal
Right.
than the older children. And I mean, I've seen it, my kids same way and the same thing. So, you just more lax. You're older now. So
True.
So the time we have left, I want to just say one last thing about this, which I
Let's
think is
say it.
important for people.
Okay. It's
what
important
we
for
said
our
wasn't
viewers.
important to people.
But the record reflected what she said is not as important as what I'm about to say.
Go ahead.
So funny. Oh my god, you guys are too much. This is
Like
too
I
funny.
like letting it loose.
Oh,
So,
that's right. We're gonna let it loose.
So I think one of the last things I want to say is like to people on the back end, like what I see in my work is there's the person who's afraid of saying it because they're really worried about hurting the person, and so
Mhm.
they don't say it.
Mhm.
Right. And then there's another person who they'll say it in impulse or an emotion, or because they do want to hurt the person,
Right.
and then later on they either feel bad about it or they don't.
Mhm.
So what I would say is like, if you're person number one who's like worried about it being said in this perfect way, and then your partner receiving it in this like lovely manner, it ain't gonna happen, right? Like yeah, that
Realistically, it's
no,
not.
like it's you're saying something that's hard to hear.
Yes.
Okay. And so I think for you, what's equally and maybe more important is that you're going to say this, and then you're going to let this person have their own thoughts and their own feelings about your truth. And there's nothing you can do about it. And so stop trying to couch the communication. Just say it. Okay. And then if you're to the second person who is saying it because you're just popping off and you're pissed and you want to hurt the person, or maybe you don't realize you're doing that, my suggestion to you is, um, think about what you're doing. Like, is this really effective? Is this really giving you what you want when you slam into someone like that? You know, and can you take responsibility for when you do that? Because you'll get a better reaction.
Reaction and
Yeah.
response. Yeah, we would like to know from our viewers if they've ever been in a situation like that, right? And how they've handled it and
What
how,
was the
or
outcome? Did it make it better? Was it worse? Make no difference at all?
exactly. So out there, all my our viewers, let us know. Let us
So
know.
how do they let you know? How do they let you know? Comment.
Comment,
Comment in the
please.
comment section,
Comment. Let us know.
and we read your comments. So
Mhm.
that's how you let us know.
Yes, absolutely. Let Malone know what you think. Let Steve know. Let me know. Let us know, you guys, because you know what? Your comments mean a lot to us. And without your comments, we can't really make this happen, right? Because them giving us their point of view really makes the show
Yeah, we like to share. We like to
Right.
hear what
Not
you
to
have to
be
say.
not to be like cheesy, but for real. Like
true.
we're real people.
Right.
Exactly.
And you sharing your real experience means something, right? Like everybody has
Different experiences.
different experiences. There's things that got to get said. It's hard to do, right? We're living this life, and like
That's right.
the show is hopefully about making that a little easier.
And if you guys are interested in being a guest, you guys are always more than welcome to
Just message. Send her a
messages.
message or
That's right.
send her a message.
or her or him. That
Yeah.
was a great topic, though. I love the role play, though. That was funny.
Do you want to take us out? Want to just do like a little like see you next time?
You guys, hopefully, you have a great evening. Thank you guys very much for watching. Let Loose with Lou. Don't forget to share, follow, and comment. Thank you very much, guys.
And
Bye.
subscribe.
Oh, subscribe. All right, guys. Have a great one. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.